Yeah, today I'm going to guide you on the Nakasendo today. I have my walking hat and my Nakasendo shirt. If you can't read Japanese, this says Nakasendo. And I'm excited to be here and to guide you today. So first, I want to tell you a little bit about where we are. So this is central Japan. We have Tokyo and Kyoto. And the Nakasendo is actually this line connecting Kyoto and Tokyo. In the Edo period, in the 1600s to the 1800s, daimyo lords would walk this road. And Tsumago was kind of right in the middle. This is Nagano Prefecture here, and we have Tsumago right there. So that's where we are. Another view here is all these post towns. There were 69 post towns on the Nakasendo where people would stay, and we're right down here on the edge of Nagano Prefecture. So that's where we are, and we're gonna go take a look at one of the inns that actually was used back in the Edo period and is still in use today. Before that, though, we have a quiz. It's really tough, Blair. So I don't know if people are going to get this one. But
can you hold it a little closer?
Okay, sorry. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so the question is, why do people walk on the Nakasendo? Okay, so that's nowadays. Why do they walk now? So the first one is A, to see the snow monkeys, B, to see some special rare animals, or C, to take a trip back into the Edo period. So you can leave your answers with Blair, right? And we'll check back later with if anyone got that right.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, and I'll take a look. See what you all think.
It's a pretty tough one, Blair. I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right. Well, we're gonna go check out Maruya now. This is it's actually a 230-year-old inn that was actually used back in the days of the Nakasendo. Like I said, you can actually still stay here today, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna go inside and check it out. Sumimasen. Sumimasen. お邪魔します。こんにちは. Okay, so right away you can see it's this really old kominka style building, and we have the irori fireplace there. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So on a cold winter day, you can sit by the fire. They actually have a wood burning stove here too. I don't think it's on right now, but yeah, so it's really nice and cozy in here. I'm sure you can
looks
tell.
very cozy.
お願いします。じゃあお風呂から行く。We're gonna go see the bath first. はい、じゃあ食堂も見ます。This is the dining room. So it's the tatami style, but there's tables and chairs now, so it's a little bit easier for us weary travelers after a long day of walking. It's delicious food, though. Everything's homemade, and definitely recommend staying and eating here.
Oh, by the way, we're getting a lot of comments back.
Oh,
on
yeah?
The answer. Yeah.
Ah, what are people saying?
Seems nobody was fooled. Nagano may be famous for the snow monkeys, but everybody is answering C, to go back in time to the Edo period.
They would be correct. The snow monkeys are also in Nagano, but not in this part of Nagano. So this here
C
is
was the correct answer. Good.
Yeah, this is an old Kura style building, and they've turned it into kind of a lounge space where you can hang out and relax, maybe grab a beer. And
it seems like a cool place.
This is actually this is actually totally new too. During the Corona pandemic, they took some time to renovate, and they made this new bath in the back. So it's really cool. If you've never been in a Japanese style bath, you take your clothes off here, and then you go into the bath, and there's a shower and a bath here. It's like the hinoki cedar wood, so really nice smell, and totally new. I think you can tell.
Have you taken a bath here?
I have actually now. I got to stay here, so I have been in this bath, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Nice garden here. You can relax. Sound of water falling. It's a perfect day, actually.
Yeah, it looks like a really nice day.
Yeah, I gotta watch my hat. I don't know how tall I am anymore. I'm not used to hitting my my head on the low ceilings. I'm not tall enough for that, but today I am. Maybe I should wear this all the time.
Maybe.
You gotta watch these really steep stairs too. This is all in the original style, so yeah. So this is, oh, I hit my head again. This is another lounge space here. You can see there's like a little fireplace there too with a kettle, sofa here. So really cool. I'm going to show you the rooms now. Yeah, so this is the tatami style rooms. They put the futon mattress out for you while you have dinner. So when you come back, you have a nice bed ready for you, nice and cozy.
So I think some of our listeners have been to Japan before, may know, but is the tatami floor pretty hard? Does it hurt to sleep on?
You know, it's you wouldn't want to sleep on it by itself, but because you have that futon mattress, and places like this, actually, they're used to foreigners coming, so they actually put 2 futons down for you. So it's really soft and nice, and it feels just as soft as sleeping on a bed. So it wasn't a problem at all.
Yeah, I guess that's what they call omotenashi.
Omotenashi, yeah, that's the Japanese service. All right, so we're gonna go back downstairs. Gotta watch out on these steps. So yeah, that was Maruya. If you're ever in Tsumago, and specifically in Otsumago, it's a tiny little village next to Tsumago. Highly recommend staying here. I'm gonna send it back to you, Blair. I think you have a video to show, and I'm gonna come back to you from the actual village of Tsumago. So I will send it over to you, Blair.
All right. So thanks for that introduction of Maruya. Just a very beautiful looking old inn that's been around for hundreds of years down in one of the Nakasendo's post towns. So Dan's going to head over to the actual town of Tsumago. It's going to take him a little bit. So I'd like to talk to you about a special experience that you can have on the Nakasendo. But first, let's take it to a poll. So what is a special experience around the Nakasendo? So what do you think? So we have A again, taking a bath with the snow monkeys. We have B, waterfall meditation in the mountains. Or C, cooking together with samurai. So what do you think is a special experience that you could have along the Nakasendo? What do you think, Harukuma? You may be right. So leave your answers in the comments. Okay, we're getting some B's. C, B, 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 A. Okay. So I'll go straight to the answer. I've already got quite a few comments, but the answer, a special experience that you can have around the Nakasendo, is B, waterfall meditation deep in the mountains. So along the Nakasendo in the Kiso Valley is one of Japan's holiest mountains, Mount Ontake, and mountain ascetics would climb to the top of the mountain to seek enlightenment. But before they could do that, they had to cleanse their bodies under one of the waterfalls at the base of the mountain. And actually, I've tried it for myself. So I'd like to show you a video of an experience of waterfall meditation in the Kyoto Valley. It was a very refreshing experience indeed, especially if you do it during summer when it's a bit warmer out. The very cold waterfall water feels very nice. I don't recommend trying it in spring or winter. That's a whole other experience. But if you happen to come visit sometime, this is a great special experience to try while you're here. So I think that Dan has made his way to Tsumago. So Dan, are you there?
Hey, Blair, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Great. Yeah, I made it to Tsumago. Normally you'd have to walk that distance. It's about 2 kilometers, but I sped over in a car, and I'm ready to go in Tsumago now. So let's walk into town and look around and check out a few places.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So yeah, Tsumago was one of the post towns on the Nakasendo, like I said. So there were lots of, places to eat and inns and, places to go drink. And a lot of those are gone today, but some of them are still left over. So we're going to check out some of those sort of historic places. Some have been renovated, some are in their original state. And it's really cool to see kind of how the town has been preserved. They worked really hard here to preserve this town, and they actually buried all the power lines and got rid of all the vending machines, and you can't drive through the town during the day. So there's an organization called the Tsumago-Aisurukai, the Lovers of Tsumago, and they worked really hard to preserve this historic place. So it's really cool that it's kind of been left intact, and we can go visit it today because of all their efforts. So I think they started quite a long time ago, and they had that vision that like this is a place worth protecting. So I think that's a really cool thing about this place.
Yeah, it's very, very beautifully preserved.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if you can see here now, this is kind of the main part of the town. It's this old Edo period style that's still left today. And kind of these eaves and this architectural style is unique to this region of Japan. And this is one of the best preserved places in all of Japan. Actually, 3 towns in the Kyoto Valley are really well protected: Tsumago, Magome, and Narai. So I highly recommend visiting all of them. You can do them in 1 or 2 days on the Nakasendo. So, all right, we're coming up to my first recommended spot. This is a treat that I always recommend to people when they come by. It's only available in the fall, so if you don't come in the autumn, you're kind of out of luck. but I got lucky today. It's in the fall, and it's a persimmon. Uneven road here. It's a persimmon with a chestnut filling inside. So one of my favorite things to eat. こんにちは。すいません。あ、いいですか。ありがとうございます。楽しみ。All right. So it says, yeah, Tsumago, persimmon, and chestnut dessert. All right, I'm gonna take this outside. Normally, they have some tea here too, so you can have a persimmon treat with some tea and rest your weary bones and recharge before you continue on your walk. But so this is what it looks like. It's a dried persimmon again with chestnut inside. You'll see as I bite into it. Take off my mask. It's so good. That's what it looks like. Are you getting hungry, Blair?
I am getting hungry. Can you pick me up a couple on the way back?
Absolutely. They only last 1 week though, so you can't preserve them very long, but they're really good. All right, I'm just gonna finish this. Or I can't talk. It's so good though. It's like Japan's very seasonal, and so a lot of things you can only get in that specific season, but it tastes really good when you eat it in that season, and kind of reminds you of like, well, this is fall. I'm eating persimmon and chestnut. So that's one thing I really like about Japan, and especially the Kyoto Valley. Everything's so seasonal.
Are there any other special foods that you should eat when you visit?
Well, Nagano is really famous for soba. So the Kyoto Valley is also really good for that. And then there's another kind of mochi stick snack that you can get. It's called gohei mochi, and it's like a rice ball on a popsicle stick with some miso or like a walnut and soy sauce paste, and then they grill it, and it's really good. Gives you some energy so you can keep walking on the trail. Have you ever had one, Blair?
Gohei mochi? I've had it a few times. It's it's really good, huh? And it's perfect if you're walking around, you need something to eat.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so now Blair, we're at our next place. Just like Maruya and the last place, this building is 200 plus years old. But what they've done is renovated the inside and turned it into a coffee shop. So I think it's really cool. You know, it's of course you have to preserve these old buildings and, you know, maintain them, but we have to think of new ways to utilize them and bring business back to places like this so that young people can live here and you know, have a livelihood for themselves. So this is one place that's doing that, and they serve really good coffee. So I'm going to check it out.
Sounds nice.
Okay, so okay, so they actually have, this is like super modern touchscreen. Everything's in English too. I think I'm going to do takeout English, ice coffee, and then it says 500 yen. So I'm going to put my 1,000 yen note in here. I push ticket, and I get my change. Okay. They also had, I don't know if you saw, but they have beer here. So you can come if you're towards the end of the day, or maybe even if it's not the end of the day, you can come grab a beer, hang out for a while before you continue on your way. So that's another thing I like about this place. すいません、お願いします。ありがとうございます。すいません。Yeah, really good coffee on the Nakasendo. I'm gonna try a sip.
Seems like a great pick-me-up after a long walk from post town to post town.
I needed this, yeah, after my already long walk. Actually, most days on the Nakasendo, we do walk pretty far. You know, it could be 15, 20 kilometers, 10, 15 miles easily. So you need a little pick me up sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go down these stairs. This is kind of the old part of town.
So it looks
And
like the road is straight, is it?
It's not. It was actually intentionally designed that way. There's almost every castle town. There's called a Masugata, I think, and it's like an L shape, and it's so that if there's like an army coming into town, they can't see what's around the corner. So
Yeah.
they could have people waiting behind that corner to attack, or it's kind of a defense mechanism. So this town still has that too. We're walking a lot of these places actually are inns too. So they're still in their original states, but like this place here is an inn, and you can actually still stay in these places. So it's pretty cool that they've preserved that tradition. Some of these places too are shops, but maybe because of the coronavirus, some of them aren't open at the moment. But
what would they be selling usually?
Lots of things. The Kisa Valley is actually really famous for its wood products. So you get chopsticks and bowls and plates and things like that. We're actually going to show you a little bit of that process later in this video. Stick around and you'll get to see my terrible plate making skills. But it is, yeah, it is. But yeah, so there's a lot of things like that, and there's little food stalls too coming up here. There's a little oyaki place, which is a kind of a vegetarian bun. You get different fillings inside, so lots of little places to check out along the way. So we're coming into the next part of Tsumago. This is the part where there was the Honjin and the Waki Honjin. They're kind of the nicest inns in town, where the daimyo, the lords, would stay, and the peasants and the lower end samurai would stay in sort of the lower class inns on the other side of town. So we have a quiz for you at this point, though. Another quiz. The second question for you is, how did important people travel on the Nakasendo? Okay, so we have a few choices here. First is A, did they travel on a Ferrari? B, by rickshaw? C, by horse? D, by palanquin? Or E, by walking? So leave those comments for Blair, and we'll tell you if you got the answer right in a little bit.
How would you like to travel the Nakasendo?
Well, yeah, I think I would like to travel, maybe by horse or rickshaw, but I think the correct answer is Ferrari, actually.
Ferrari?
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, if you were like a rich daimyo lord, why wouldn't you travel by Ferrari?
They could afford the best of what was on offer, right?
Yeah. All right, well, I'll take a look at the comments. Let's see what everyone's saying.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh,
sorry, we have another thing. Sorry, I totally forgot. So we have a prize giveaway too, a raffle. So if you follow the go to Facebook page and share this live feed, you get entered automatically into a raffle, and you get a chance to win what I'm about to show you right now. So let's check out inside. So our raffle prize. Sorry, I'm gonna hand this away. Okay, I think. What do you think, Blair? I've got to choose our raffle prizes now. I think
let's take a look.
Set of chopsticks.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's going to be one of our prizes. And then you can see all this different wood products. This is like a sake cup. So on special occasions, you drink out of the masu, the square sake cup. All
Square
different designs.
cup.
A square cup. I know.
Oh.
Crazy. Yeah. Well, since we're talking about sake, maybe let's make the second prize this set of 2 cups. They're called ochoko, and then the pouring bowl. So in Japan, you're always supposed to pour somebody's sake for them. So you pour it from the big bottle into here, and then you pour into these little tiny cups before you drink it. So those are going to be our prizes. So please follow the Facebook page and share the link, and you'll get a chance to win one of those cool prizes. So
nice.
Yeah, we're going to keep going. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we've got a lot of answers coming in for our question.
Oh,
so
okay.
How did, what did we say? How did important people travel to Nakasendo?
Yeah.
And we got a lot of different answers here. You know, we've got a Ferrari or 2.
Oh yeah, has to be.
We got some horses. We've got rickshaw, and then we have a decent amount of palanquin too, and some walking.
Okay.
So, how about you give us the answer?
All right. So the correct answer is actually D, palanquin. So the most important people would actually be carried in like this little box. It's called a palanquin on the whole Nakasendo. And a little bit lower down people would be on a horse, and then the lowest end would be walking the whole way. So I'm sorry if you said rickshaw or Ferrari; those are totally wrong. But the correct answer is D, palanquin.
So why not rickshaws?
That's a good question. I feel like it would be a really, really bumpy ride. Maybe in these towns it would be okay, but if you got in the mountains on a rickshaw, I think it would be a very, very rough ride for you. I'm not sure the wheels would stay on in some of these mountain passes. So
that makes sense.
I think you'd rather be carried. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. There's starting to be a few more people in Tsumago too. I think you know, Japanese tourists are starting to come back, and people are interested in traveling. So it's really good to see. You know, you see more shops open, and kind of, I guess, tourism is reviving and coming back. So we hope that all of you watching from all over the world can come back soon too.
Hey Dan, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
So we got a comment coming in with a good question. Is it better to walk the Nakasendo by yourself or to join a walking tour?
I think that's a great question. I mean, each one has its merits. You know, if you're on a walking tour, you get a tour guide, you get a little more explanation. But if you're self-guided, you can have a little more freedom to explore. So I don't know. It's kind of up to you. There's definitely companies that do both, and you know, I guess it kind of depends on your travel style. So, what do you think, Blair?
I mean, I think you know better than me, and both have their ups and downs. It just depends on how much you want to arrange yourself, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of work to research and make all the reservations and stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanna tell you a little bit about this Kiso folk song. If you go to this tea house up in the mountains, they sing it for you, and then we're gonna cut over to me making this wood plate, and that's another experience that you can do on the Nakasendo. But since you can't hear it way up in the mountains yourself, I want to sing just a few verses of it for you, and then we'll switch over to the last video before we end the live feed. So the song goes, Kiso no nakanori san, Kiso no ontake nanchara hoi, Natsu demo samui yoi yoi yoi. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry, my singing is not concert level, but hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can listen to that song for yourself someday. So I'm gonna send it back to you, Blair, and I think you're gonna show the next video of me making the plate.
I think you had a great singing voice. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. You and my mom think so, so I appreciate it.
All right, so let's show Dan's experience of making a plate for himself. So this is kind of a traditional way of making wooden plates and wooden items in the Kiso Valley. So let's see how Dan did.
Okay, I'm here and I'm gonna try making a wood plate. But first, I just want to show you the outside. This place has a really long history of wood making. The Kiso Valley is very famous for its wood. And they say that over 1,200 years ago, people were sort of going from mountain to mountain, finding the trees and then cutting them and using them in these wood products. And about 300 or 400 years ago, people actually came here and ended up staying because the wood was so good. And anyway, this property is designated as a cultural heritage by the Japanese government. And so we're gonna go in and check it out and see if we can make a wood plate. So we're gonna choose our plate, the plate that I'm gonna use. The tree's called a hoe. I think it's a magnolia. And this style of making this has been around for about 1,200 years. So they've kept that tradition, and we're gonna try making this plate out of that traditional wheel, I guess it's called. I don't know exactly what it's called in English, but we're gonna try it.
はい、お願いします。
Alright.
で、回転が
はい。
正回転、逆回転があるから、よいしょ、この時に少しずつ、少しずつ、少しずつ。はい、もう一度いきます。はい、はい。
Okay.
はい、いきます。
I hope it's okay.
少しずついきましょうね。
はい。Little by little.
はい。
To,
Hi.
you really
Let's
have
go.
to be soft.
はい、一応3年間ぐらい修行するので、
They study for this for 3 years. So.
はい。
Wow. 毎日これを
そうです。それ
doing
を
this all the time, every day
はい。
for 3 years.
回転で
Now I don't feel so bad about being bad at this.
5分か10分で回転してもらう。
あーやばい、やりすぎた。あーやばいやばいやばいやばい。音がもう。The sound is.
失敗です。
やばい。Yeah, I don't want to mess it up again.
まあ
I guess
はいはい。
it's
この
it's
手広
not
く
terrible.
はい
It's
こんな感じですね。
it's supposed to be like this anyway with the ruffles. でもこれはひどいな。You gotta be soft, and I'm gonna he's gonna fix it for me. He's sweating. This was the wife's job, and this is the husband's job. This seems like the more difficult
ね
one.
はい。
あーいった
最後のとこどうしても引っかかるんですよね。
もう一発いっちゃうとあー I was doing so
そ
good
したら
and then
これは 向こうの機械で直しましょう。
わかりました。
やってみましょう、機械。ちょうどいいから。はい。
We're gonna fix it on the machine.
綺麗に作ることが多いんですけど、ちょっとこうやって作ると手作り感があって、まあこういうのが少しこうやった方が
A little bit more wavy. What do you think?
Hello.
So, Dan, can you hear me?
I can.
Great. So, looked like you had a fun but difficult time making that plate. How did it turn out?
Well, I think the master craftsman helped me out a lot because my plate turned out actually quite well. This is what it looks like now.
Hey, Dan, you're what's the right word? Your landscape mode, or no, your portrait mode, but you should be landscape mode.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to turn your phone around or something.
Well, we had a little bit of technical difficulty during the video, so I'm not sure what's going on. But this is what my plate looks like, and this is I put my signature in it, and that's what my plate looks like. Now that's Mount Fuji. So I think,
nice.
all things considered, it turned out pretty well.
It could have been a lot worse, right?
It for sure could have been a lot worse, and they definitely helped me to fix it after I had some trouble with the spinning. So I was pretty thankful for that. But so thanks again. You know, I hope all of you can come visit the Nakasendo in the very near future. It's a beautiful place, lots to explore, and I think it's an essential part of your trip to Japan. So hope all of you can visit, and I hope to see you soon here.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
So that's it for our live feed from the Nakasendo. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Before we end, I'd like to just give you a quick bit of information about access to the Nakasendo. So for any of you who have the opportunity to come, who are living in Japan now, or in the future when we can all travel again, I hope that you'll make your way over to the Nakasendo and Nagano. So here, this is the map that Dan showed you earlier. So from Tokyo, it's easy to access Tsumago, Magome, and Nagano Prefecture in general. There are many ways to travel, but from Tokyo, you can travel through to Matsumoto City, a popular place to visit in Nagano. And then from Matsumoto, you can take another train line down to Tsumago and Nakatsugawa. So the easiest way to travel, if you're going to walk between post towns, would be from Magome to Tsumago, which takes 2.5 to 3 hours. In that case, you would go from Tokyo to Matsumoto, which takes about 2.5 hours, and then take a train down to Nakatsugawa, which would take another hour or so. And from there, you take a short bus ride to Magome, and from Magome, you walk 2.5 to 3 hours to Tsumago and enjoy the wonderful nature of the Kiso Valley. And you can stay in Tsumago in Maruya that Dan showed you earlier, or other wonderful ancient accommodations that we have. So thank you so much for watching. Very happy that so many of you joined us today. Please follow us on Facebook. And if you want more information about the Nakasendo, take a look at our website, Go Nagano. We've got a lot of information about the Nakasendo and other places to visit around central Japan. Okay, So goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Everyone.